Hello friends, welcome to my channel DataMaking. In this video, I'm going to discuss about how to install Python Jupyter Notebook or Python Jupyter Lab on the Ubuntu operating system. The prerequisites are you should have a system like a desktop system or it can be a laptop. I'm using an operating system is Ubuntu Desktop 24.04 which I mentioned earlier, or you can use other operating system. So based on different operating system, uh, almost the command is going to same. Maybe the terminals or whichever you are using maybe differ, right? So I'm using Ubuntu operating system. I'm going to use the terminal to install all these two packages. Anaconda Python 3.12 is needed, or you can have other Python uh, distribution of version as well. How to install this Jupyter notebook and as well as Jupyter lab? It's a simple pip command. So pip is nothing but Python uh, package manager. Okay, so to install different Python packages. So I'll just run this command and you can follow through it. Take this pip command. Before doing running your pip command, right? Make sure you activated the particular Python virtual environment on which you want to install this package. Because if you install it in root, you may not actually manage your version dependencies, or you cannot actually avoid the version conflicts, because I told you Python virtual environment is kind of isolation environment, self-contained folder to uh, manage your Python versions, right? So I already created a Python virtual environment which I'm going to use it for. If you want to, by default it is using the base or the root installation. I am going to make use of my Python virtual environment. For that, conda, uh, then activate my AVNV. So this is activated. So this is the command to install Python Jupyter notebook. I'll run this command. So based on your internet bandwidth, it will take some time. It is almost going to complete. Yeah, it is completed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to install the Jupyter Lab. Okay, let me install that as well using this pip command. Pip install Jupyter Lab. It is done. Now we will try to um, run this Jupyter notebook and see how we can write a program in that. Basically, Python Jupyter notebook or the lab is a web-based interface, interactive interface to write your Python code and execute it and see the output in the interactive manner. So this is very much adopted by the data analyst and data scientists and machine learning engineers, as well as the deep learning GenAI engineers. It's one of the popular web-based tool to develop your Python application. Now let's run this Python Jupyter notebook. The command is simple command Jupyter. I'll say notebook space notebook is going to launch the Jupyter notebook. Okay, by default it's launching in my home directory. Okay, uh, you can launch or you can just go to the your respective um, directory where you want to manage your notebook files. So what I do is I'll just try to create here simple notebook file. So basically you need to use respect to Python version, right? So I'm using, since I launched from um, the virtual environment which is AIVNV, where we have Python 3.12. Okay, now so there are a couple of things you need to know here. So this is called a cell in a Python notebook. So the notebook will have multiple cells, or sometimes people call paragraph in Zeppelin. So it's a cell. So each cell can be have code snippet of Python. So example, print of um, Python. Say hello. Sorry, you just print the message. Hello Python, and then execute it. So so to execute this, you can just run this play button or run button. It's able to execute. You can save this file. I just say demo.ipnb file, right? So this is where you can install the Python virtual environment. Python Jupyter notebook and start using it. How to use the Jupyter lab? Let me stop this. And Jupyter, instead of Jupyter notebook, you just say Jupyter lab. It's going to launch similar like web interface. Okay, now I'll just, little difference is there. I'll create another notebook file. Allow DataMaking. Okay, execute this. Same, it's very simple. So if you want to rename this, just right click here, rename this. I'll just say another demo. So this is how you need to install the Jupyter notebook and Jupyter lab and use it as a web-based interface. If you want to use it in VS Code, then launch the VS Code. I'll just close this. Just say Visual Studio Code, and now go to the, so in the same folder, I'll just try to create a demo dot ipynb, because the notebook file ipynb, okay, is a notebook file extension. I'll just say yes, ipynb is the extension of the notebook file. So once you create this file, you can add your cell and code, but you will not be able to execute it. So example, I'm going to print, I'm going to find the type of, basically the data type of one string value. Okay, so example, data I'm making. So basically, if I just try to do, it is suggesting to install the extension, the Python Jupyter notebook. Okay, so you can just go to this and install it, or you can just navigate to the extension folder also. You can do it if you want to do it in later. So it's trying to install the again. Now you need to choose the kernel. Okay, kernel is nothing but your virtual Python interpreter. So I'll just choose from, you can choose here, or you can just choose from here as well. Say example, select kernel, it will come here. Now I want to use my virtual environment which I created, which is here. So this one. Okay, so now it's the kernel is chosen, the Python interpreter is chosen. Now I can just execute this. I just run all. It says the value which I pass to the type. So this is the type of string value. That's what it says. This is how you need to install Jupyter Notebook, and you can use the Jupyter Notebook in a Visual Studio Code IDE, integrated development environment. So I hope this video is clear. Please like and comment this video if you have any question and suggestion. Happy to help you. Thank you so much, friend.